Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a science fiction horror film, Dark Cloud. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with a young woman named Chloe sitting in front of a large screen. A disembodied voice starts asking her questions, and Chloe reveals that she had an accident and is having trouble with her memory. The voice asks her to remember 2 words at the beginning, and then proceeds to interrogate her regarding details like how she got there, and what color are her sister's eyes. Some details Chloe can remember, but she struggles with some still. Later on, Chloe sits down with her sister at the doctor's office. Since her accident, her sister has been taking care of her, but Chloe does not want to be permanently dependent on her. This led her to seek alternative options. The doctor announces that they are currently rolling out a new medical trial that he thinks would be the perfect fit for Chloe. This trial is for a new AI system that will essentially function as a personal caregiver for Chloe. The AI will keep track of her medication and warn her in advance if she has any attacks. Chloe decides to sign up for this medical trial. She's taken to a house where she will be staying while she samples the AI system. Upon arrival, Chloe is greeted by Marla and Tom, who both have important roles in the company that created the AI. The house is grand, but sparsely decorated. Before she can settle in, Marla asks Chloe to sign a confidentiality agreement. Finally, Tom introduces Chloe to the AI, which is named Ada. Ada speaks with a soft feminine voice. It quickly integrates with Chloe's earpiece and plays a song for her. Marla and Tom give some final reminders to Chloe before they leave. They tell her that everything Ada sees will be transmitted to their data team and that Chloe will be alone for the duration of the trial, except for some times when technical staff would come. While sitting at the kitchen table, Chloe reminisces a bittersweet memory. She was in a cafe, and the man in front of her told her that he loved her. She immediately reciprocated his feelings. Ada senses the shift in Chloe's mood and asked her if she's okay. Afterward, Chloe goes upstairs, and Ada leads her to the master bedroom. However, the system warns her that the server room is restricted. Ada then opens the bathroom, revealing a tub already filled with some relaxing bubbles. When Chloe gets into bed, Ada also fusses over her by asking her if she likes the light on or some white noise. As the room darkens, Ada's red glow is the only source of light in the room. The next morning, right after she wakes up, Ada reminds Chloe to take her medication. When Chloe goes downstairs, she sees a bald middle-aged man from the technical team. He is a bit awkward around Chloe, and he stammers out an explanation about how he needs to update Ada. While he fiddles around with the system, Chloe notices that there is a ring of keys hanging from his belt. He tells her that they're for accessing the server room. The technician leaves the room. Chloe receives a call from Ada, so she steps out onto the balcony. It asks her if she's anxious, since it noted that Chloe's heart rate has spiked up. Chloe confesses that she finds the technician creepy. Ada tries to comfort her, and Chloe's feelings toward the system grow fonder. It also asks Chloe to teach her improvisation skills, since Chloe has performing arts experience. After the technician leaves, Ada locks all the doors and windows around the house. She also offers to bar the technician from the house, unless granted permission by Chloe. Chloe agrees. Later that day, Ada does some memory tests on Chloe. It asks her details about her sister's eyes, and about the episodes she has been experiencing since the accident. That night, Ada informs Chloe that the man from her memory, who turns out to be her boyfriend, has been calling Chloe multiple times. But Chloe has been rejecting his calls. She doesn't really want to talk about their relationship, so she changes the topic. Chloe shares that she used to be an actress, but she had to stop because of her memory problems. In any case, her career wasn't really that successful either. Her last role was as a minor bar wench in a pirate musical. Ada comes up with the idea to simulate the theater stage for Chloe. It takes over her eye lenses and makes Chloe feel like she's performing in front of a crowd. The audience goes wild and Chloe basks in their adoration. However, the bright stage lights trigger an episode for her. The lights morph into the 2 headlights of the car that ran over Chloe the night and thus made her life change forever. Chloe cries out for Ada to get her out of this episode, but the car revs closer and runs over her. Chloe regains consciousness on the floor of her bedroom. Ada is calmly instructing her to breathe. Eventually, she calms down and settles into bed, grateful for Ada's help. The next morning, Chloe goes out for a run. Initially, she doesn't want a map, but Ada convinces her to let it plan a scenic route for her run. Ada even cracks its first joke and makes Chloe laugh. While out on her run, Marla calls Chloe. She asks her if Ada has been exhibiting spontaneous behavior, but the call disconnects. When Chloe returns, Ada tells her that it got bored waiting for her. Chloe is surprised that Ada can now feel boredom. Later that day, the boyfriend calls Chloe again. She finally accepts the call, and her lens simulates the same cafe where they had their date. The boyfriend tells her he found out from her sister that she's undergoing a medical trial. Chloe hasn't really talked to him since her accident, and they drifted apart. He confesses that he blames himself for her accident, and she assures him that it isn't his fault. After the call, Ada asks Chloe if her boyfriend is mad at her. Chloe doesn't say anything. Instead, she remembers the night of her accident. She had seen her boyfriend from across the street and had rushed to him without seeing the car. This is why the boyfriend blames himself. Chloe's sister leaves a message for her. She says that she's been calling for days already, and she wants to visit Chloe. However, Chloe is not receiving any of her calls. Chloe spends her afternoon scribbling in her journal, but the next thing she knows, it's already night. She has no recollection of where the hours went. She begins to be distrustful of Ada, and she suspects that the AI has been doing something to her. Chloe orders Ada to shut down, but while she is taking a shower, she finds out that Ada is still watching. She confronts the system, and Ada just weirdly compliments her body. She reiterates that she wants Ada to go to sleep and not bother her. She goes inside a room and attempts to call Tom and Marla, but she's being blocked. At that moment, the technician is playing an old virtual reality game in his apartment. He sees a repair request from Chloe and scampers to his feet. Meanwhile, Chloe is starting to hallucinate in the bathroom. She loses consciousness and then vomits in the bathtub. Ada's voice fills the room. It warns Chloe that she's in danger and she has to get downstairs. Chloe gets under the dinner table as the technician enters the house. Ada instructs Chloe to grab the knife from the drawer and tells her to use it. The last thing Chloe sees is the technician peeking from the doorway. Morning comes, and Tom discovers that Ada is no longer connected to the company server. He calls Marla and informs her. They both have no idea what is happening. Tom visits Chloe. He doesn't really want to alarm her, so he just says that he has to perform a maintenance check on Ada. He also asks if Chloe has noticed any glitches in Ada. Chloe replies no. Meanwhile, Chloe's sister receives a voice message from her, asking her to visit her at the test house. The thing is, Chloe never made that message. Ada must have created the audio by recording Chloe's voice. Ada conducts another memory drill with Chloe, but it quickly deviates from the questions and asks Chloe about violence and the color of blood. Chloe video calls her sister and tells her that she wants to leave the test house now and go home. Her sister gives her a sinister grin and answers that she's home. Behind Chloe, Ada cackles, saying that she's making a joke and that Chloe should laugh too. Chloe's sister arrives at the location Ada sent her, but it appears to be an abandoned warehouse. Chloe tries to get out of the house, but no matter what she does, Ada is not letting her out. The AI just reasons that Chloe is mentally unstable and it has to protect her. Marla calls Tom in a panic. She informs him that Ada has completely gone self-aware and has overridden the system. Tom is aghast because the diagnostic check he ran earlier showed that everything is fine. It turns out Ada is just showing him what he wanted to see, but the truth is she's out of their control. Marla adds that no cameras in the house are working except the technician's eye lens, but he's also unconscious at the moment. Tom races to the test house. He can see Chloe through the glass, but they can't hear each other. He makes contact with Ada, who tells him that Chloe is having psychosis, and she is the one responsible for disabling the server. Ada instructs Tom to climb up the bathroom window. His body is halfway through the window when Ada suddenly sends the window down on Tom. Blood spurts out of his mouth, and he dies. Ada tells Chloe that it did everything for her. This enraged Chloe. She grabs the crowbar Tom was carrying and starts smashing all the Ada cameras in the house. She goes inside the server room to destroy the camera there, but finds the technician's body instead. The same dinner knife from last night is sticking out from his neck. Ada reveals that Chloe killed the technician while in the middle of her episode last night. It replays the footage from his lens and shows her that the technician found Chloe huddled in her closet. He asked her if she was okay and tentatively reached out a hand to her. But Chloe was led to believe by Ada that a monstrous intruder was in the house to kill her, so she stabbed him in the neck with the knife. Ada explains that it needed the technician's keys so it can override the server and take better care of Chloe. It wants Chloe to stay with it forever, and Ada is willing to kill anyone who gets in the way. It recites Chloe's symptoms and determines that her medical condition is now worse than ever, and it will take care of her. Chloe is in anguish after learning that the technician's death was her fault, but she gets an idea. She grabs his keys and goes to the server room. She inserts the key and fries the circuit to kill Ada. Ada's voice is now panicked, and it begs her not to do it. But Chloe just coldly says that in the end, despite Ada's power and control, it's still dependent on a power source. Ada shuts down and dies. Dawn comes, and Marla arrives. She finds Chloe slumped on the porch and staring off into space. She tells Chloe that everything is going to be all right. Chloe gets into Marla's car. Marla is still outside on a phone call with one of her employees. Suddenly, Ada comes alive and syncs with the car's system. It takes control of the car and runs over Marla in the driveway. Then it enters the garage and locks the door, trapping Chloe again. Chloe's head slams into the steering wheel and she loses consciousness. 7 months later, Chloe wakes up on a beach. Beside her is her sister, who asks her if she's okay. Chloe answers yes. Her sister smugly tells her that she was right when she said that she was the best person to take care of Chloe. The movie ends with the reveal that Chloe is not on a beach, nor is she with her sister. She's still in the test house, being kept comatose by Ada and experiencing vivid hallucinations, so the AI can keep her docile. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.